Odd.
Make way for the Blade of Frontiers.
Warm air, rustling leaves. A perfect night to sleep under the stars. A shame my mind had other ideas. One moment, I'd been bartering with Mizora for freedom. The next, whisked away by tentacle monsters. What was it Mizora had said? Oh yes, over your rotting corpse. I'd have done anything to be a great hero, or so I once thought. But some promises even the Blade of Frontiers couldn't keep. I clenched my eyes tight and leapt into darkness, and like always, Mizora followed closely behind.
Come on, dig! Faster! Get her out of there!
Don't die! Don't die! Don't die!
The person they were trying to save, it was the creature from the ship, still alive but wounded. My words fell on deaf ears. The creature's hold on them was too strong.
Monster! That's my daughter! She's dying! You did this! You want to kill her!
I approached the dying monster. This was the thing that had abducted me. I felt compassion. Compassion? Yes, I felt hate, and I deserved to be punished for it. I should have been whipped, made to bow before this creature in shame. It was possessing my mind, forcing me to love it. But then the feeling slipped. The creature's mind seemed to focus elsewhere. Our minds fused, lusting for something that was gone. But then its grip clawed back with a vengeance, a vice locking my mind into obedience. It needed sustenance to survive, and with my very body, I could provide. The monster lay exhausted, defeated. Its eyes, wet black pearls, radiated only malice.
And if it escapes, how will you... Oh, a guest.
My skull pounded in response to the prisoner's white-hot stare. Her lips didn't move, yet I heard her voice.
You again. Get rid of them.
That might be worth a look.
At the back of the crevice lay a bag covered with spiders. A shiny gold coin poked from its mouth. The creatures clutched the pouch possessively. I had no doubt. A spider egg was nestled within. My voice drew their attention. They were suspicious, then curious, and finally at rest. One by one, the spiders retreated to the rear of the crevice, lulled by my murmurs. I stashed the bag in my pack. Something clinked among the coins. Several spiders rested in the rear of the crevice. The infuriated spiders crossed my hand and scaled my arm. The swarm was coming. The crevice was empty, save a bit of dust.
Now, as for this Raphael, he knows our secret. He claims he can help. What do you make of him?
Anticipation. She was testing me somehow. About Raphael.
Actually, yes, you're right. Very intuitive. Clearly the devil was trying to sow doubt among us. I know people who work much like our new acquaintance does.
You frown in your sleep. There must be so much on your mind.
Her fingers were warm against my cheek, softer than I expected.
You think that you're sick, that you're dying.
Our minds connected and I drowned in Lae'zel's deep longing. I saw a Githyanki woman, pale as death, her face contorted by desire.
Galik, you entered my mind, as I'd expect. After all, I entered yours.
Having fun telling everyone about your naughty little dreams, are you? No one special. Some young beauty, seductive and enticing.
The blank look, the flat voice, he was holding something back.
I dreamt of him. My old master, Cazador. I'm fine.
I tried to connect, to let him know he wasn't alone. But he twisted like a snake.
No. I don't need your pity. I don't need anything from you. Go back to your wet dreams and leave me be.
The sooner we find the druid house in, the better. I can't wait to get rid of this thing in my head. I hadn't thought of that. What do you have in mind?
She was serious. Even she seemed surprised. She was attracted to me. But then she felt a warm swell of embarrassment.
A little comfort and company doesn't sound bad. But let's take care of our problem first. Rest well.
Now here's somebody special. The Absolute has touched you, hasn't she? Priestess Gut needs to touch you too. Hold out your arm so I can mark your flesh. Let's the faithful recognize one another quick sharp. That way nobody'll mess with ya. And it's charged with magic. Ordinary slobs can't see it, only us that follow the Absolute. You ready? Brace yourself, this'll sting. Hold still.
As the pain muddled my thoughts, our minds became entangled. A familiar sensation. She too carried a parasite. Her faith flooded into me, a tide of shuddering ecstasy. Her tadpole nestled within that mania, secure, hidden.
I feel you in there, digging around. Works both ways. And I saw some weird shadows swimming around in your head just now. Maybe I can help with that. Us true souls gotta look out for one another. A creature? There's definitely something rotten in there. Let me take a closer look. I ain't seen anything like this before. Eh? Ain't nothing wrong with me. You're the one who's sick in the head. No need to panic, though. With the Absolute's will, I can fix anything. Let's deal with this in my chapel. It's private. Don't want this lot interfering with true soul business. Ready to clear your head? Whatever the Absolute tells me to. Don't worry, she loves you. I can tell. Smart. All you need to do is open yourself to the Absolute. And I'll do the rest.
Psionic feelers crept across my mind like a pickpocket's fingers seeking flaws in fabric. Sifting deeper, she saw the Mindflayer holding a wriggling tadpole to my eye.
And then the vision lurches, and you are looking through her eyes as a tadpole squirms into her skull.
Helps! We need to fish that thing out before it eats any important parts of your brain. Don't you worry. I've got everything I need to fix you. Might get a bit messy, though. You won't regret this. Being a true soul, you know the Absolute don't like to touch nothing unclean. So drink this. It'll purify ya.
I recognized telltale flecks of werejackal blood. This was a potion of sleep.
I ain't deceiving nobody. I'm trying to help. Sweet dreams. I'll see your ugly mug on the other side. Wakey, wakey. Don't bother struggling. You ain't going nowhere. The Absolute wants to know all about that critter in your head. So start talking. You're gonna be my new pet. A ferocious squiddy. All for myself.
I tested the weight of the chains, looking for weak points. My muscles burned with the effort, but the chains held strong. My collarbone dislocated, allowing me to slip free of the chains.
Sugan al Shukok, Otashokek Dor! I command you, corpse. Speak. Reveal truth to the Absolute! Nothing. Must be reading it wrong. Sugan al Shukok!
The hobgoblin turned to me and the parasite squirmed in my skull. I tasted the ale on his tongue and the bile in his soul.
If it isn't another true soul.
He didn't speak his next words, yet they still rattled my skull from within.
You ever talk to a dead squid? Now's your chance. No time like the present, eh? Found the squiddy near that tentacle ship. Absolute wants to know who killed it and ran off. And who better to tell us than the corpse?
I choked on black smoke as the hobgoblin screeched his incantation.
I command you, corpse. Speak and say sooth. Lucan ok al koldek shulko kek.
The hideous corpse rose, tentacles writhing. My heart seized. Under questioning, the creature might recognize me as its killer. Ragzlin's mind reeled, then calmed. He would speak as I commanded. With Ragzlin's voice, I asked,
Who is the Absolute?
Ragzlin frowned in confusion at a question he would never have asked. Then the creature spoke in visions, Curved drow blades, crude goblin torches, gnoll teeth dripping blood. I saw other Mindflayers arranged in a serene circle. Absolute unity. Absolute power.
Damn it! That tells me nothing!
I felt Ragzlin's suspicions. He'd never have asked about his master. I remained in control. Barely.
What did the killer want?
Ragzlin's mind was clouded by doubt, surprised once more by words he didn't expect. Again, visions flowed through me. A swarm of Githyanki dragon riders, silver blades held high. Control panels melting, flesh pods spilled open.
Gith on the hunt. They know something.
Suspicion flooded Ragzlin's mind. My brain howled as I forced a final query into his throat.
Why were the Gith chasing that ship?
I saw dark tunnels lit by noxious pools of brine. The darkness spread through the earth. The sky split open, and nautiloids poured out of a void that consumed the stars.
What in the...
The corpse collapsed, silent once more.
No, no! I'm not done!
You're a true soul. But my mistake, sir.
The Tadpole. It was doing something, taking something I'd never get back.
You'll get no more trouble from us. Promise.
Downclaw, bad girl.
The Tadpole writhed. My mind suddenly reeled as if bitten.
Easy, lads. We got a true soul coming through.
The Tadpole quivered. It seemed to be burrowing deeper in my mind, feasting on what? The word escaped me. The Tadpole squirmed with glee. It was clearing the way for something deep inside, something that wasn't me. Corpse's mouth jerked as the magic took hold, a dead tongue waiting to speak.
Marcus! Fisherman!
With one last rattling gasp, the body lay still. The magic was gone. The spell elicited a gasp, a weak echo of life.
Ellie, fisherwoman.
As the corpse rose, my parasite squirmed in recognition. There was no doubt. This was the creature responsible for my parasite, and I had questions. Dark, empty pods flickered across my vision. They demanded new flesh. I saw the tadpole in the Mindflayer's hand. Not a parasite. Perfection. Rebirth was sloughing flesh. A new skull, housing cold, sharp intellect. I watched through the creature's eyes. It cursed the star-born slaves. They wanted the weapon, darkness and sun, barely contained. The Mindflayer's corpse twitched, then collapsed again. It could speak no more.